found this in the microwave. I don't know how long it's been, but is it... This is for science. Yeah, man. Sure. This came in the mail for you, though. Yeah, thanks, man. There. Okay. Let's see what it says. Dear Marcus, this is Past Marcus writing you a letter to remind you that you have a language arts project due tomorrow. Ooh. Oh, balls. Just so you don't forget, and I'm sorry for the wait, I shipped this from China. P.S. Remember the salad that you ate 2 months ago? I farted on the salad. Haha! Take that, future self. P.P.S. I also wrote some questions for you on the back and talk about your book. Good luck. From yourself, Marcus Eiting. That's, I guess helpful, but I can't believe you farted on my salad, man. Let's get started on these questions, shall we? Question 1. What was your book about? Well, my book was called, obviously, Ghost Stories, and what it was really, Ghost Stories it was just one big book with a bunch of ghost stories in it. And sure, it might sound kind of cliche, I can say, something like that, I don't know, but it's actually a really good book. If you like those ghost stories like that, ghost stories, kind of like spooky stories, if you really like that kind of stuff, and it's like more old-timey kind of scary stories, I feel like this book would be for you. And instead of it being like one big story, like say Goosebumps, this one just has separate stories, which would, instead of just reading a whole book and then getting bored about it, you can read those multiple stories and everything's new, everything's fresh, and you understand and actually be intrigued by it. Question number 2. Did you find the book interesting? Well, when I was reading the book first and I was looking for it for library, there was not a lot of books that, like chapter books, that I was interested in. So, I go on and I go into the fiction part, and I find this book, and ghost stories. And I looked at the cover and it's like, man, this looks pretty intriguing. I read the back, it's like, okay. And I start reading it. And then all of a sudden, I'm hooked. I'm hooked to the book. And it's like, whoa. And I do find the book interesting. The stories that they had were really put out nicely. And just the kind of old-timey feel of it. And if you were like, I don't know, if you were younger reading this, I feel like you kind of get chills, maybe really scary about it. But when I don't really read it to get scared, because when I read something like that, it's not really scary, but it intrigues me, and it's really interesting, and that's what I like about the book. It keeps me interested, and these are one of the books that actually keep me wanting to read it more into the book. Question number 3. What is your favorite part in the book or the story in your book you wrote? Well, my favorite... Well, there's multiple stories, okay? And the one that really stands out was probably the first one. I believe it was called The Tall Tale. Mouthful. But that one was more interesting to me than the other ones, like the Wax Museum. That one, it was good, honestly, but it wasn't like at that top level that would really interest me into, like, say, read that story again and again. The first one really interested me, it was about a old dude, and he had like this kind of curse kind of thing, or not curse, but something special, and like he was a telepathically kind of reading kind of guy, and this other guy felt like he did bad stuff, and this old guy kind of like knew his future and knew what was coming up. So basically, he wanted to get rid of him because he had these feelings, and when he did, he like killed him, put him under the boards. Next day, he was living in the house, pretending he lived there forever, and he doesn't even know. Police come over there, see, now what was going on, huh? What's going on? And he's like, yeah, go on, you can check the house, there's nothing there. And as they do, he starts to feel these things that don't feel right, and he's like freaking out, sweating a lot, something's burning, and he just straight up confesses. He just tears up those boards from the house he has, and just tells them, here's the body, there it is. And that one was really intense at the end, if you read it more than before.
Would you ever read it again?
Well, I probably would read it again if I, say, if I got really bored and I couldn't find a book again, I'll probably read it again, because that one is a book that I found really good and kept me intrigued because it wasn't just one big chapter book. I'm not a big fan of chapter books, honestly. They're pretty boring after a while. Like if you read half of it, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just give up on this. But with multiple stories, it makes you intrigued, and honestly, if more books were like that, I feel like more people would read more books. Or if chapter books were more interesting and more better or appealing to the public eye.
Question 5. If you were going to rate this book, what would you rate it?
Well, if I was a critic and I was gonna give a review on this or rate it, well, my rate of this book would probably be a 4.5 out of 5. I mean, it sounded like it was like really interesting to it, but there was just those other stories that didn't quite make its expectations to it. If it get that extra little 5% in there, and you would have got a whole 5 stars. But I mean, if it was a little more, like the stories were a little more interesting, just a little bit, then it would have got 5 stars to me. And I really do recommend you to get this book and actually read it, because these stories are really good. The author, and with this book, there's multiple authors for all the different stories, so they really did put their time and effort in this, and I really do like the book. I honestly think you people should read it and get into more ghost stories, kind of.
Well, gentlemen, I would love to keep talking about this book now, but as you can see, it's getting pretty late and I have school tomorrow. So, I beggeth you good day and